It is Getting Really Deep. November 12, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. Last night, I had an email conversation with Kim Goguen, in which she called me Princess, and claimed that I asked her to give the USA Inc. share of in-ground resources to the Vatican. Well, this Princess grew up on a worn-out old-fashioned dairy farm in Wisconsin and was mucking out cow barns and collecting eggs by hand at age 5. Obviously, Kim is living in the Looney-Tunes world, where disinherited farm girls turn into princesses, and an apologist for crime bosses becomes enabled to distribute the world's assets to whomever she pleases. In fact, I never said a word to Kim Goguen about the USA, Inc., why would I? And I certainly never suggested giving the Queen's portion to the Vatican, either. I'm with the United States of America, an unincorporated federation of actual states. We don't even recognize the Vatican, which only came into existence in 1929. Furthermore, I have nothing to do with the Queen's territorial government nor with her municipal corporations. I could care less what they do with their assets and would never in this world venture to tell them what to do with their tribute share of in-ground gold assets. For those who don't know, the British monarch gained a tribute share interest in our in-ground gold assets as part of the treaty process ending the War of Independence. The Queen gets a portion of every ounce of gold we mine here. What did happen is that the Queen proposed to sell her share of in-ground gold assets located here in this country to China. That would have enabled China to move in here and start gold mining operations wherever they pleased. So I raised my hand and said, yes, she does have a claim on in-ground gold assets, but no right to mine or move a cubic centimeter of our soil. That action on my part quashed that little sweetheart deal between the Queen and China, and saved Americans from an ersatz invasion hosted by Chinese mining corporations. The Queen will just have to wait until we mine our own in-ground gold to get her cut. And then she can sell it to whomever she pleases. That is what actually and factually went on, and Kim is still seething about being cheated out of that opportunity to cause us harm and disruption. And then, today, I got this in the mail. Anna, there is also the Republic of the USA, RUSA I think they call it. They together with Kim claim your father was a Nazi and had Kim's place as trustee. They claim RUSA as the recognized republic. And this guy that works for the World's Trust Jean Le Tenor spreads rumors about the assembly members going to jail for doing the sign in America debt relief. So, they are accusing my father, who was born in Chicago and raised in Peoria, Illinois, and who served in the 8th Army Air Force for almost all of World War II, of being a Nazi. I guess he was a Nazi like General Eisenhower was a Nazi. Because he has a German last name? And as for our sign in America program and the IMF rattling its chains, we own the World Bank because we Americans bankrolled it, and we have FDR's admission that he took our illegally confiscated privately held gold and used it for that purpose. So the shit flows downhill, Kim. We own the World Bank and that means we also own the IMF. And the IBRD. And the Federal Reserve, too, for that matter. Time to get back to the actual and factual world, and stop all the lies and fantasies. I will just make one comment about RUSA, an organization I once had high hopes for. They never dealt with the political status issue, so they could never gain what is called standing to enforce the constitutions, and without that, they and their members are lost. I tried to explain the importance of standing and identity to their president, Tim Turner, but he wouldn't listen. I also tried to explain the importance of identity and standing with regard to the IRS Internal Revenue Service issues Tim Turner was facing, but he wouldn't listen. Enough said.